Today I'm going to be reviewing for you guys the Blue Yeti and the Tonor TC777 microphone. This is a $120 microphone versus a $40 mic. We're going to see how much of a difference there really is in audio quality and see if it's really worth paying the extra $80 to buy the Blue microphone. Let's get into it. Alright, so first off, let's show some information regarding the Amazon listings for both of these microphones. So the Blue Yeti here is a pretty popular microphone for USB mics. It's got a 4.5-star rating on Amazon with over 16,000 total ratings. The Tonor TC777 has also a 4.5-star rating, but it only has about 500 ratings total, so just keep that in mind. They're rated the exact same, but there's a pretty big difference between how many ratings each of these has. Now I want to point out that Tonor sent me this mic for free to review for you guys, but I'm going to be completely honest. I'm expecting, and I'm also hoping, that the Blue Yeti actually wins this competition, considering it's significantly more expensive. This costs about 3 times as much as the Tonor, so we'll see if the quality is 3 times better. I doubt that, but we'll just have to see what happens in the audio test. So I want to go ahead and crack open the Tonor TC777 box first, just because why not? Now, like I said, this is a $43 microphone. They sent it to me for free, and I said I would review it and give my honest opinions on it for you guys. So we'll see if this is worth it or not. If I can get the box open here. So, we got an instruction manual. I don't imagine we're going to need this because it's just a USB mic. You just plug it in and you go. There's a 2-year replacement warranty when you buy this, which is pretty nice. I do like that. In the package here we have a little pop filter type deal that comes with it. Pretty chintzy feeling plastic. It's not the highest quality, but then again, you can't really expect much for a free pop filter. We also have a little foam windscreen here. I'm a huge fan of these just because these work decently as pop filters and they're okay as windscreens too. They're just not great at doing either of those two things. Probably have to get this thing wet and then dry it off in the dryer or something to get the wrinkles out of it from packaging, but we'll set that back there as well. And then, of course, we've actually got the microphone itself in here, so let's pull this out. Got plenty of black foam in here to keep it safe. My first opinion here is that I don't like the fact that this is hardwired into the mic, so you can't actually remove this USB cord. So if this ends up getting broken somehow or anything like that, you're kind of screwed and you're gonna have to buy a new microphone. So it is a pretty good looking little microphone here. It comes with a shock mount, which is surprising. Usually you'd have to buy these separate, but again, it's kind of cheap feeling in the plastic portions of the shock mount here. And then it also has this little desk mount here, which you could just fold out like a tripod. Alright, I got it kind of set up here in the stand. I was kind of looking over this shock mount here that comes with it, and it's got like some little rubber bands that kind of work with it. I would assume it works just fine. This seems like a really cheap design, but I guess realistically, if you don't have your own shock mount for it, this would work as a nice temporary solution so your audio does sound good. You've also got, like I said, the little pop filter. This just screws into this little thread here on this little bendy metal wire cable looking deal, and then there's a thread inside of here, and you just screw this in like so. I'll just do this real quick. And then you would take this and just position it in front of the microphone so that when you talk into it and you say letters like P, or there's a pop in the actual pronunciation of the letter, it won't sound like crap through the microphone. All in all, it feels pretty cheap. At least the stand and the pop filter do. I don't have a lot of confidence in how high quality this stuff is. It's it feels like a toy, realistically. So I mean, realistically, for $40, you can't complain with the quality of the pop filter and the shock mount and the I guess the windscreen too. For $40, normally you wouldn't even get a decent mic, so I'm kind of scared right now for how high quality this mic is going to be. I don't have high expectations for it, but I mean, it's going up against one of the best mics in the USB market, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so the body of the microphone, I got it out of the stand here. The body of the microphone is made out of plastic, very much the same as the rest of the stand that it comes with. I will say that the legs on this stand are made of metal, so at least you shouldn't have problems with that collapsing on you or anything, but the microphone housing itself is made of plastic. The little grate on the top here of the microphone is made of metal, so I guess that's good. If that was plastic, I'd be severely concerned. Made in China, of course. So I think that's just about it for the unboxing of the Tonor TC777. Like I said, I'll go through later in the video and I'll give you guys an audio comparison of this microphone versus the Blue Yeti. We'll see how much of a difference there is. It's not really a fair comparison, I'll be honest. The Blue Yeti is significantly more expensive and it's very much more popular than this microphone is. So I'm kind of hoping this one does sound better, just because it'd be a nice cheap alternative to the more expensive microphones on the market. But let's go ahead and unbox the Blue Yeti and we'll go from there. All right, now for the Blue Yeti. This box has got some weight to it, that's for sure. I've already had this unboxed before because I've actually used this mic a few times in the past. I just wanted to use this as a comparison. So we got a box inside of a box. All right, inside of that first box, you got this white box. Inside of the white box, you got a USB cable, removable, which is awesome because if you break this cable for some reason, maybe your mic falls off of your desk or whatever and you somehow break this cable, you can replace it, which is nice. I appreciate Blue doing that. You got, what do you got in here? A whole crap ton of different manuals and instruction pamphlets. I've also got the Ghost Recon game code I haven't even used yet because I'm probably never going to. Pull this out, just foam packaging. We got our microphone neatly packed inside of this packaging here. Go ahead and pull it out. Jesus Christ, that's heavy. So this is how it came packaged when I first bought it. It was upside down in its desk stand. First of all, I just want to show you guys a side-by-side comparison in size difference. I don't know how well the camera picks it up with this lighting, but there's a pretty big difference in the size of this thing. I mean, this thing is made from plastic, like I said, and it weighs like nothing. Where this thing has definitely got some more weight to it. It probably weighs about 5 pounds, I'd say. I don't know, I'm not very good at guessing weight, but it's got some weight to it. So let's go ahead and flip this thing up if we can. Just like that. We'll tighten up these little things on the side here. All right, so if you couldn't tell, this mic comes with significantly less stuff in the package. You just get the mic stand for the desk, and then you also get your USB power cord here. Like I said, both of these microphones are powered by USB, meaning you just plug them into a USB port in your computer and you're good to go. While this one does have less stuff in the package, you have a lot more room to customize how your microphone works with the Blue Yeti. There's a mute button right here you can use to mute your mic, as you would assume. You have a headphone playback volume little dial right here. So you can plug your headphones in the bottom of the mic right here. And you can listen to your live audio feedback. So you talk into the mic, you'll hear it in your headphones right away. And you can use this little dial right here to adjust your volume in your headphones. On the back of the mic, we have two more dials. We have the gain slider right here. This is used to adjust the microphone volume, so you can play with how loud your microphone sounds to other people. And you also have the pattern selector in here. This is really where the Blue Yeti comes into a whole different ballpark because you have different options for different kinds of patterns for how the microphone picks up your voice. Right now I have it in the upside down heart, which is the cardioid pattern. That's the pattern I always use for all my microphones because it's just most convenient. Cardioid means it picks it up from just the front of the microphone, so if I was going to talk into it right now with the back facing me, it wouldn't pick up my voice at all. But if I was speaking into the front right here, you would hear my voice perfectly fine. It does have 3 other options here. I don't know the names of them right off the top of my head. But when it comes to this review, I'm going to keep it in the cardioid pattern only just because this microphone right here is only cardioid. There is no options to change anything on this one. You are left with cardioid. You can't adjust the gain on here. You can't listen to your audio feedback through the microphone. You can do it through a third-party application, but on the actual body itself, there is no controls for this. You just plug it in and you've got what you got. But with the Blue, you get all these customization options on here. You can change all your settings around before you even start to use the microphone. So like I said, I'm going to keep it in cardioid just for the sake of this review to keep it nice and at least somewhat, level the playing field a little bit. So I think that's enough screwing around with both of these microphones. I'm going to go ahead and fire up Audacity. I'm going to do a couple of audio tests with both of these microphones so you guys can hear the difference in the sound between both of these and we can pick a clear winner on which one is better at the end of the video. Alright, so first I'm talking into the Tonor TC777 $43 microphone. Again, this is a USB microphone, so all you have to do is plug it into a USB port and you're good to go. I'm using Audacity to record the audio of both of these microphones. So I'm not using the pop filter or the windscreen just because I want to keep the playing field as even as possible for the audio. And the Blue Yeti does not come with either of those 2 things from the factory. This is what the audio sounds like. I'm currently about 1.5 feet away from the microphone. I will not be adjusting any of the audio settings in the edit of this video. I will only be adjusting the audio volume if it's too loud or too quiet, just so that it's not annoying for the video. Again, this microphone doesn't have much for customization. All you really have is the ability to plug it into your computer, and that's about it. Whereas the Blue microphone has the ability to adjust the voice pattern, the gain, the headphone playback volume, and a bunch of other stuff like that, which makes it just that much more versatile for whatever use you may have for it. However, there is a huge price difference. This one does cost $43, whereas the Blue Yeti usually costs around $120 on Amazon. Alright, so now I'm talking into the Blue Yeti microphone. I am the same distance away that I was from the Tonor microphone, so there's no difference there. Again, not using a pop screen or wind filter because there is not one that was included with this microphone in the package. So this microphone costs approximately $120 when it's not in the middle of a pandemic. I've used this microphone before a few times and I've been pretty happy with it, so I do know what this microphone sounds like. However, I don't know how it's going to compare to the Tonor microphone. At 3 times the price, I'm hoping it does sound a little bit better because I paid for this microphone and I would hope my money was well spent, but I don't know. We'll find out in the edit. Again, I'm not adjusting anything on this microphone except for the volume if I need to, just to make sure it's not too loud or too quiet in the video. Alright, so there you guys have it. That was the audio test of the Tonor TC777 and the Blue Yeti microphone. Of course, this is the blackout edition. It's the exact same as the rest of them. It's just a different color variation. I prefer the all black look. Now, like I said earlier in the video, Tonor sent me this mic for free. They reached out to me and asked if they could send me one to mess around with and give my honest feedback, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I figured it would make a good video to compare it to a much more premium microphone. So this was not a paid endorsement. They just sent it to me for free, and I decided to make a video on it. So this was completely unbiased. I paid for the Blue Yeti myself. It was about $140 when I bought it, but that's because I got the game bundle, and that was the cheapest I could find it at the time. This mic right now costs $43 on Amazon. The Blue Yeti right now on Amazon costs about $200, so there's a pretty big difference there. I would recommend not buying a Blue Yeti right now. So I just took a few minutes to listen to the audio tests from both of these microphones, and I gotta say I'm actually really impressed with the way that the Tonor compared to the Blue Yeti. in the first few seconds of both of the clips, I actually thought that the Tonor sounded better, which is surprising. But through the review, the Blue Yeti does sound better. And side by side with the Blue Yeti, the Tonor doesn't sound the best, but that's to be expected at a third of the price. I've used a couple of other different microphones at cheap price points like this one right here before I was willing to pull the trigger on such an expensive microphone like the Blue Yeti. And I've definitely seen much worse for the $40, $50 price point of the Tonor microphone. One of my biggest complaints of this microphone is just how cheap the quality of the stand and the pop filter and the windscreen that come with it are. Honestly, at this point, you might as well just not even include it. I would much rather just have some more heft put into the body of the microphone, and maybe like making this metal instead of cheap plastic. That would be one of my recommendations if I had to make one. It's definitely extremely light. It'd be very easy to knock this around your desk to the point that this shock mount wouldn't do a whole lot with how light this thing is. So that's just my only complaint, is that this is pretty low quality in terms of the build quality overall. The Blue microphone is a very nice microphone. I've been using this for a few months now, or a few weeks actually. And I really enjoy having the customizable different audio patterns and the gain control on the back of the microphone. It just makes it that much easier to use. Personally, I prefer the Blue microphone just because I like to have the customization. I like the color of it better. It just works better for me. But that's not to say that this isn't a great microphone. I do like this microphone. If I was still in the market for a cheaper, under $50 microphone, I would certainly consider this an option. Like I said, I've tested a few different ones out that are the similar price range, and this was definitely a very good competitor to those. So there you guys have it. That was my review and comparison of the Blue Yeti versus the Tonor TC777 microphone. If you guys enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. If you also have some recommendations for other budget tech videos I can do, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get to those if I am able to. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, see you guys next time.